Montgomery County Med 7 into business. Start with roll call. Marta?
Here.
Emily? Paul?
Here.
And Jack is traveling, not here, and Brad is here. So with that, we have a quorum. So let's go to our invocation and our pledges. So if you'll stand and join me for a word of prayer. Heavenly Father, we thank you for your love for us, your care for us. We thank you for the community we live in, the privileges we enjoy as Americans and as Texans, and the blessings we have here in the Woodlands. We thank you for the opportunity to serve the community through this municipal utility district. We ask you guys tonight, the business we conduct would be done in an orderly fashion, would be done for your glory and your honor. We pray these things in Christ's name. Amen. Let me join me to pledge. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Now the Texas flag. Honor the Texas flag.
I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you all. Comments from the public? Adjustments? Okay. Consent agenda items 5 through 8. Are the minutes from last month, financial reports, and tax collectors report, and then the expenses. Any comments or questions on that material? I have a second to approve the consent agenda as presented in pages 1 through 6.
Second. Okay.
Motion and a second. Great. All in favor of approving the consent agenda, say aye. Aye. Okay. Item 8. In the corner there.
Leah's gonna give it.
Oh, there you are. You're also in the corner. So welcome.
Welcome. Good evening, directors. Good early evening. I will present the monthly operating report for the Woodlands Division for the month of January. We had no violations or issues in the month of January. During Winter Storm Fern, we did have round-the-clock staff on site monitoring all our critical facilities and our equipment, and we had no issues during that event, so that was great news. One item that we highlighted this month was that water production for January was the highest recorded production over the last 10-year period. So we thought that was worthy of news.
For the month of January.
For the month of January.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Not highest any month, but just for the month.
For the month of January, for the last 10 Januaries. Yes, sir. The upcoming months, SJR is preparing to present the 10-year project plan in May, along with the Woodlands Division budget in June. In your packet, you also received a memorandum regarding excess funds. The trustees did approve the excess funds being returned to the MUDs, and we'll get to that date of February 28th. Make sure that we still meet that 90% as outlined in your memo, and then we will present that to the board that the trustees voted and get those funds returned to each of the MUDs. You also have your GRP monthly operating report in your packet, along with your Woodlands, and I can entertain any questions you might have.
Anybody else have questions? Should I start? Okay. The water loss 8.3,
Yes, sir.
you want to comment on that?
It is still a little bit over budget, and we are still working with Woodlands Water to determine a cause on that action, so.
Is that something you guys track during the month, or do you have to do month close and then you? Yeah, so you have no clue where we stand in February. Okay. Couple project questions. Town Center project on page 21. Talked about consultant was working to finalize The technical memo, is that progressing? Is that close to being finalized now?
It is.
Okay. So, but no, it's not yet.
It's not completed.
Okay. And I apologize. I know these are the same questions I asked for a trustee meeting, but it's a different group. So
Sir,
the disinfection byproducts on page 23, still looking, we're a week closer to the end of the month. Are we still thinking?
So on that one, we did have a development the day or two after the trustees meeting. They wanted the end of March. We've asked for them to give it to us the first week of March. So there is going to be about a 1 week delay, but that's what we did find out since the trustees meeting. So
We think they'll have the right content.
we're hoping. Really, I mean, we had a very good conversation so they could understand what it is. And then when we get the draft, of course, Eric will be involved in that to see if it meets y'all's needs as well.
And the last one on the GRP section, service water receiving facility optimization study. It said the report anticipated mid-January. Did we get that?
we did get that and we're reviewing that.
Okay.
And the comments should be due from our staff.
I got asked a question by somebody else about GRP production and what the limiting factors were. This is looking at just the receiving facilities on the end, correct? So it's not looking at pipeline capacity.
Correct. We know the pipelines were designed for 60 million gallons a day. And we know roughly what the, we do know what the water receiving facilities were designed for, but we also know the tolerances were lower. So what we did was do a max day scenario to see how much we could push through those. But it did not look at the pipelines.
So, I mean, we shouldn't be anywhere close on the pipeline then.
No,
Okay,
you're under half.
okay. Thank you. Anybody else? Questions? Okay, thanks so much. Okay. We'll move on to item 10. That's Eric.
That's, yes, that application is still being reviewed by the Corps of Engineers, so no change on that.
And Eric has asked that we combine items 11 and 12 together. So Eric, I'll turn it over to you.
So 11 and 12 are pay estimate number 5 and change order number 1 for the sanitary sewer rehabilitation project. Pay estimate number 5 is in the amount of $125,951. And of that, the MUD 7 share would be $16,720. And so that would be your share of the estimate 5. And then change order number 1 is to extend the contract time by 60 days. Had some issues getting permits throughout the project on work in the right of way with the precinct, and that caused some delays. So I would recommend payment of the 1620, your share of the pay estimate number 5 and change order number 1.
On page 4, you have some more details about MUD 7.
I make a motion that we pay the 1620 for application number 5 and extend and make the change for change order number 1, changing the contract date, end date, I guess. 2 months, is it that you're asking?
Yes.
2 months by 60 days.
Great. Do I have a second? Second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Okay, Eric.
Thank you. Next item is the RNS 12. That is the policy document that I guess memorializes your current water and sewer rates. And so as we talked about last month, there is a reduction in the GRP rate of 11 cents. So that will be to document that change. And then we will add a new line item on the bill, infrastructure renewal fee that will equal that same 11 cents in the interim. And then once we get further along with the supplemental agreement on the town center water line bond issue, then we'll talk more about what that wholesale water rate will be.
Did you go through the calc, see what a typical bill this is, impact on typical bill?
$1.10
$1.10.
per month, or average 10,000 gallons. Not a whole lot. But Woodlands wide, 30, just under 35,000. So it's not nothing, in terms of Woodlands wide.
You said 111?
$1.10.
$1.10.
What's the communication look like then? So this will be effective in the March bills.
Yes.
So will there be an insert or something that explains what's happening?
Yes, and the bill itself will change to show that change as well.
Can you bring what that'll look like so we can see it in
Okay.
March, so we can just be prepared?
Sure.
It'll be really interesting to see how many people actually note, respond, comment, but going from February, March, water usage is going up anyway, so $1.10 is likely to be lost. But
Yeah.
People look at the bill, line items on the bill, will see a different. So do you need an action for us?
Yes.
You need to adopt this billing rate?
Amended policy RNS 12.
I make a motion to amend the policy number RNS 12 regarding the rates for water service to reduce the surface water conversion fee and then implement an infrastructure renewal fee.
Have a second?
I thought Emily might want to make one. Emily second.
All in favor of reflecting the change in service water conversion and adding this fee of 11 cents, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. It passes. Okay. That's good.
Attorney's report, still election stuff. We had the end of the candidate filing period, 5 o'clock Friday. Your MUD does at this time have a contested election. I say at this time because there is a time period through Friday. If any candidate withdraws, we've had one withdrawal from another district already occur. Also, deadline at the end of the day today for folks, and this is all that stuff I'm not telling any inside baseball, but just so you know, for kind of where things stand election wise, the period to file for writing candidacy ends today at 5 o'clock. It's happened. So folks who have not had a contested election, it's still possible. I'll say that you could have one if someone requests to be a write-in candidate. So those are the two upcoming deadlines are write-in candidacy of today, and then the deadline to withdraw an application on Friday. Tomorrow, Shelley's going to be sending out or posting the notice of the drawing for the place on the ballot. That will go postable outside.
It's done.
Oh, you're fast. All right.
And the letters have been sent.
Okay, well, yeah, and then there's letters, if you only provided a mailing address as a candidate, and then the statute requires that it be sent by email if the candidate provided an email address. So it sounds like those have already gone out, deadline for that's tomorrow. And then the
Can you tell when
drawing,
the date is?
so the drawing is on Monday, that's what I was fixing to say. I don't know what time it is on Monday.
It starts at 1:30 and it's every 15 minutes.
So that will determine the place on the ballot. And for those districts that don't have contested elections, we'll be canceling those elections and declaring the candidates elected at the March board meetings. And then those that do, I'm sorry, canceling the elections for May at the March meetings, declaring the candidates elected. They'll be seated at the May meeting. The other districts that have contested elections, of course, we hand it over to Montgomery County and say, Godspeed. That's all I have.
Great.
A question, if I could, about, the legislature and the state doing these interim meetings and hearings, most of them, including the water one. Have y'all been watching any of that? I just wonder if there's any concrete evidence of them actually considering the way we do our groundwater really captures.
I haven't heard anything about that lately from our lobbyists in terms of, interim hearings. Most of the attention right now is or oxygen is being used with the primary elections that are coming up. If you for one of the unfortunate people like I am they got a hold of your phone number and you get, about 10 texts a day from every possible candidate to, go vote.
Busy time.
Yes, that's where it seems like most of the attention's being spent right now is on the primaries.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, great.
That's all I have. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Brian.
Yeah.
Eric, back to you on the GM report.
All right, have just a couple of things. Wanted to share with you that I proposed to the trustees last week the idea of considering raising the percentage of surface water that the Woodlands takes from 50 to 55% roughly. And so that will be put on the next trustees meeting agenda to contemplate that. Next item is the ditches. I just want to give you an update there. As you know, we've started clearing and addressing some pipes over the last few months. And while we've been building, that's been utilizing outside resources while we built our ditch crew. And happy to say that we have acceptance letters acceptance of 3 candidates that we interviewed over the last few weeks. And that will finish out building that ditch crew. So we'll be able to do some of the lighter work that we anticipated as part of the budget. So we got to get them trained up and do all that on the equipment, but we'll get there. Want to give you an update on the SFDE evaluation on the water reclamation facility number 1. Kim and I finished our evaluation of the database and building the GIS database. We then met with Howard Hughes so they could look at what the undeveloped properties are showing on their spreadsheets. And then we got that data back from them yesterday. So we'll be looking at that this week, and ideally we'll be ready to bring it back to the MUDs in March. So we can kind of look at it at least. And if you recall, what we had been asked to do is just merely look at the capacity allocation of what we think is heading towards treatment plant 1. So more to come on that. I want to let you know that we did engage our rate study consultant, and so they are moving forward with doing an update to the retail rate analysis for Woodlands retail rates. Recall we did that back in 2023, and I feel it's important we do that every couple of years or so. So that's should have data back on that probably early summer, so we can incorporate anything into the budget that we may need to. And that's all I had. The next item, 16, is kind of part of me as well. Just gonna, it's okay, I'll keep rolling.
Yeah.
So the global agreement, global amendment, I put this on there. One, just because we talked about it last month and I'd requested comments from directors by this week, so we could get those to the week of the
I
meetings
thought it was the end of the month.
from the directors this week.
Trustees was the end of the month. That's what's in the minutes for the trustee meeting.
No, it's due back to the SGRA by the end of the month. I had asked for comments by the end of this week, the meetings. But that's here nor there at this point. I'll get those. Also, I want to let you know I'm working with Aubrey to have him come in and talk to interested directors on kind of how we got here with the settlement, as well as information on, what he sees the global amendment meaning and doing for us. And so I'm looking to have that meeting likely next week if we can. That'll also allow us, if any other comments come up on the actual language of the document, we'll still have time to get those in by the end of the month. And so I'd ask for no more than 2 directors to doesn't have to be 2, but if there are 2 directors that want to join in on that, we'll likely have Shelley send out the doodle scheduler so that we can get a meeting set.
It'll be a face-to-face
Face to face.
here or up there.
Probably here. It won't, it'll be just, 2 directors of each MUD,
We need to line on what to.
whoever is interested.
I definitely would like to go just from a trustee standpoint. But 3 of y'all want to pick.
What time of year?
When is this?
It's next week.
Next week?
No, you don't know when though.
What we'll do, what we've done in the past is send out a couple options, and it's not gonna be 100% just because it's tough to get that many people with the schedules all to agree, but we'll try to pick a date that gets the most attendance that we can.
What makes it not be a possible all directors meeting?
That's his preference, in order to get, more candid discussion,
Sorry.
More candid.
more candid discussion. You can report back to your boards if you like.
So he's saying that if it's an all directors meeting, he won't be as candid?
I can't speak for him, no, but he requested that, we have like a workshop meeting with, no more than 2. So is there anyone else that's interested?
I'm not a.
It doesn't have to be 2, just,
I don't know my schedule yet for next week too.
We'll send it out and
Okay.
Yeah,
you guys, we get 3 attendees, we'll contact somebody and ask you.
just,
Yeah.
just draw straws.
I'm about half retired. I'm not getting paid at all, so I'll be glad to.
Okay, good.
Right.
Okay.
I think it'll be beneficial. I think we'll, be able to get some insight that folks have asked for. And that's all I had.
I have a question. In the proposal of going from 50 to 55% on the mix, does that tax the current systems,
No,
current physical plants? No, it is possible.
no, there's about, 1 MGD left in the plant that's not spoken for. And that's part of the reason too, is just kind of getting out ahead of that before we don't have an option. So 55% would be about 750,000. If we went to 1 million, request, that'd be about 56.6%, which my understanding is from a water quality standpoint, that's probably still okay, but that's kind of what that'll be the discussion at the trustee meeting as to which to go for.
Thank you.
Okay, I think John's got the next one, right?
Yes. I do have a communications report on page 65. Just highlight a few things there before we get into the annual update. Did everyone get hard copy? Yeah, just a couple quick things on your communications report. We are going to be doing a community survey again. We've done those annually in the past, and those will be sent out beginning of the month, and then I'll report back to you in April on our findings. You should see sign of that too. We're gonna push that far and wide. And then just a quarterly review here, I brought forth a lot of metrics on our various outlet tools. If you have any questions on any of that terminology or any of the statistics there, and please let me know. And then on 69, you have an in-person outreach calendar as well. Now on the update, everyone's had a chance to review this. You got the latest iteration here. This is intending to go out with the February bill at the end of the month. We got to get the printers here about 2 days. So if we have any comments or any additional edits, we can certainly make those. Well, do we have any?
Yeah, I've got a couple of wordsmithing. I don't know. Anybody else want to start or?
And I just reread what we talked about earlier today. The way I read it, yeah, the number's wrong. The original is 250.
250, 140? Okay.
It didn't go from 150. The way you read it, now I read it, that when I responded, I was going off of memory. And when I just read it, I was like, that's not right.
You don't know how many hours, not hours, but minutes I spent getting ready for that discussion, but that makes it a lot easier.
Looks like it's, yeah, so.
He knew that. So.
And I went back to the 10-year plan from a year or two ago, and it was, without engineering, it was about 190 something. And this one was 120. And so when you add engineering and inflation, both of those go up. So.
Yeah, the 10-year plan had like 230 and 230 to 120, and you're doing 250 to 150 or 140, which, okay.
Yeah.
I
So I think we got.
make sure we get 250 in there, not 150.
I got it.
Okay.
That's a big,
The second item, we just want to make sure we've got all our ducks in a row related to our future violation. So when we talk about we continually meet or exceed all state and federal standards, are we okay with that statement in light of our violation, or? We are. Okay, so we'll
We
have,
didn't have any water quality issues. This says maintain the highest water quality, specific to water quality.
I think that's all right.
okay,
Yeah, we meet the highest water quality.
okay, so the violation we had was we
We're not gonna
didn't
take a-
sample.
Sign or anything.
Yeah, okay, good. The third one. I like the wording you got. Despite the lower rate, many residents may still see a higher overall tax bill due to increases in appraised value. Is there any way to soften that with slightly higher, or can we put what we think the average? Because my impression was the average rate, the average was going up like, I don't know, $10 or something, 30, $20 or something. It wasn't much. Did we had that number last time? I don't care. If you guys are okay with it like it is, I just don't want people reading this thinking, oh no, I'm going sky high.
I think we had that in our fall communication on the rate adjustments. I can go back and look at that,
Okay.
the average increase.
$7 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, just when you use terms like higher, it's like,
right.
you know, are we talking $5 a month, or are we talking, you know, $500 a year or something? I mean, and it's like my remembrance was it's not much.
$14.22 on the average home.
So we can say something like, due to increases in appraised home values, residents will still see an average of.
And that's annual.
Yeah, annual. Yeah. That, I mean, that softens it a lot to me.
Yep, I like that. Okay.
So they got a problem. They got a problem with their home values, not, and that's life in the woodlands, right? I mean, that's okay. The next to last item on the ditches. Let me propose something, and then you guys can comment on. Initiated a program to return mud 7 drainage ditches to good working order, rather than to ensure they are.
I would say to design, say good, bad, or different. I don't want to use that description.
Okay,
Because
but we're
they're-
returning
They're
them.
in good condition right now, in terms of their ability to operate as a drainage facility.
Yeah, okay.
I don't want people.
Yeah, that's, yeah.
It's not work, it's, it's bad or something else. So what we are doing is bringing it back to design, to the
Design,
design standard.
Okay. So
Exactly.
you guys okay with some slight modification to that?
We can work.
Good to design.
Yeah, I mean, we're
Or
we're telling them on the next page someplace that we're spending 600,000 on it.
Mhm.
So we ought to, I mean, if they're already in good working condition, what are we doing? And the fact is, they're not in good work. They're not in design conditions.
Correct. I don't want to, I
Right.
just don't want to give people the indication that they're going to flood or that, because that's not the issue.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So John, great job on this. I don't know how, did you get feedback from a lot of people, input, or?
a little bit.
Okay,
All good.
and thank you, Emily, for you.
Mr. Geiger, thank you.
All right, fantastic. So I'll get with Eric to dial in that exact wording on that ditch item. We'll adjust that tax verbiage to line out what the average annual increase in cost will be. And we should be good.
Great.
Okay, thank you.
Excellent. When you finish, before you just
Recirculate.
recirculate it, yeah. Make sure that 150 is 250.
Yes, yeah, we got
If you do nothing else,
Yeah, that's.
do that.
Okay, trustees report. Eric, you want to mention things or you want me to walk us through or?
Yeah, we talked a couple of items, page that we've already really talked about here. One was, the percent of surface water. We also talked about the excess funds, which, Malia talked about earlier, that would be coming back, to the MUDs. There was brief discussions or updates from Region H and, the San Jacinto Regional Flood Planning Group meeting was canceled prior. Those were the highlights.
So there is a meeting
Yes.
this week, right?
That's right.
Thursday.
Thursday.
Is anybody lined up to go to that? or-
Which one?
What
The-
time is it?
5 to 7. The flood planning meeting
I could go to that.
on the 19th.
I
Have you gone in the past?
think I'm gonna do that, yeah.
Okay,
In Conroe. Yeah, they looks like they kind of picked areas within each of the planning groups, regions.
Right.
This one was up there,
Our region.
this meeting in Conroe, yeah.
if you guys go, could you next month just give us
Yeah,
a summary?
but I think it's kind of we also have a new Harris, well, I guess it's Harris County. We have a new floodplain map just released the other day, I guess, day before yesterday. Harris County Flood Control, so that'll be part of that.
Preliminary.
I got an impression from Paul that they were going, the other Paul.
Yeah, yeah.
That they were going not talk about the new maps as much as stuff specifically related to,
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that for us.
Yeah.
Here.
so, but, yeah. Okay, good. Any other questions about the trustee meeting? Okay. Brian?
No need to go to closed session today.
So we do not need to reconvene and items for next month. I've got a couple. So you'll bring back the FFDUEs.
Expecting to, yes.
Yeah, okay. And then we'll see a draft of the announcement that goes with the bills about the surface water conversion thing. And then folks that go to the flood planning meeting will give a little update on what they learned there.
Okay.
Anything else for Eric for?
I had,
Any topic?
Eric mentioned Region H meeting and I was at that as an alternate the other day and
Okay,
I was gonna, a whole lot of discussion at the end. We've turned in and I think it's been approved, the next 5-year plan. But we also had a discussion about how there was really not a lot in that plan about the AI thing. You read about it in the paper every day now about pop-ups and how much they're going to use water to cool and also to produce electricity. And all of a sudden it's become every week, you know, but I think that's one thing, if you have time to look, there's a link in there to that white paper that Dr. Cook did. And we're also talked a lot about that paper at Region H because it needs to be a big part of the next plan. There wasn't a lot in this plan because no one knew what we were talking about, how much, and still don't. Anyway, I just think it may not be Woodlands oriented, but this county's full of places that could have a couple in a hurry. And we need to be aware of that going on. And I said, the white paper is real clear. Even I understood it. So anyway, I would just encourage you to read that, and author might have mentioned, I don't know.
Thank you.
It's good. And he was reelected to the executive bunch, I think. So he gets to sit in with the chair and all that.
On that meeting under San Jacinto Regional Flood Planning Group, they have that the January meeting was canceled and the next one was February 12th. So they're not going to do the subsidence district, Harris Galveston subsidence. They're doing the flooding. Yes, are those two different meetings or are they?
Subsidence district.
Yeah. Kind of confusing there.
This is, they meet at the Subsidence District office.
Yeah, there's a separate flood
Oh,
planning
yeah,
meeting up
yeah.
here for the region on the 19th, but
Yeah,
Okay.
there's several
the
meetings.
regular regional planning meeting is at Harris County Subsidence District on the 12th.
Was on the 12th.
Was on the 12th. Yeah, but the one, yeah, but the region meeting is this Thursday.
Okay. Thank you for clarifying.
Any other business we should consider?
Mhm.
Okay, I think we're on record time, almost 5:06. We will adjourn.